So you did it. You poured your heart, your soul, everything you have into writing a fantastic book. You hit publish, you're excited, and then crickets. It is one of the most frustrating feelings an author can have. But what if I told you the problem isn't your story at all? Okay, let's just get real for a second. Does this scene feel a little too familiar? You, the proud author, standing next to this giant stack of your books, but everybody just walks right on by. You're probably asking yourself, why? You know the book is good, so what is stopping people from even giving it a shot? Well, the answer, more often than you'd think, is something I like to call the invisible wall. It's this barrier that pops up between your incredible story and all of your potential readers. And you know what builds that wall? Your book's very first impression. And this right here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Just watch our little reader here. They're curious, they're heading towards the book, and then bam, they literally bounce right off some kind of invisible force field. That barrier, my friends, is your cover. It's either a welcome mat or a brick wall, and it's making that choice before anyone reads a single word. So let's figure out what's broken. To do that, we're going to do a little something I call a cover roast. We're going to break down the 3 most common design mistakes that are building that invisible wall between you and your audience. First up, and this one is absolutely huge, unreadable typography. Just look at our reader here. They're squinting, they're struggling to even make out the title. Here's the deal. If a potential buyer has to work to read your title, especially when it's just a tiny little thumbnail online, they're not going to work. They're just going to scroll on by. And look at this. It's a night and day difference, right? On the left, you've got this messy, confusing font, and our reader, they're out of there. It's just too much effort. But on the right, the fix is so simple. A bold, clear, easy to read title. And what's the result? The reader smiles. They pick up the book. You've made an instant connection. All right, flaw number 2. This is all about the vibe, the emotional signals your cover is sending. The colors you choose create an expectation. So if you've written a super happy, uplifting story, but you wrap it in these dark, depressing colors, you're creating a massive disconnect for the reader. And here it is in action. Over on the left, a book called Happy Romance has this dark, gloomy cover. Our poor reader is just confused and sad. This is not what they signed up for. But check out the fix. A simple switch to bright, inviting yellows and pinks, and boom, the mood is instantly corrected. The reader gets it, they smile, a little heart pops up. You just found your perfect reader. And the third major flaw, oh man, this one is a classic. Using generic, cliché stock photos. This just screams amateur cover from a mile away. These images have been seen 1,000 times, and they make your unique story look completely forgettable. A reader's eyes will just glaze right over. I mean, one look tells you everything, doesn't it? On the left, you have this boring, generic image that makes our reader literally yawn and look away. Zero curiosity. But on the right, a unique, intriguing visual makes them lean in. It sparks that little question in their mind. What's going on here? And that question is the hook you need. Okay, so we've roasted the flaws. What's the actual fix? Well, it's a principle you see on pretty much every best-selling book out there. And you know what? It's surprisingly simple. The trend that just plain works is bold and easy. Your cover's job is to communicate its genre, its mood, and its professionalism in a split second. It has to be clear, it has to be simple, and it has to look like it belongs on that bestseller shelf. Now, I know what you might be thinking right about now. That sounds great, but I can't afford a professional designer. Well, let's talk about that, because you can get that pro look for a surprisingly small budget. What if I told you that the price of completely transforming your book's future could be this? $20. I mean, look at our author here, trading a single coin for a beautiful professional book cover. It really can be that simple. And here's how you do it. You don't need some secret connection in the publishing world. There are platforms like Fiverr that are just packed with talented, affordable designers who do this for a living. You can look at their portfolios, find a style that you love, and get a professional result for a really tiny investment. So let's turn this into your action plan. It's a really simple 3-step fix. First, go look at your own cover, but look at it as a tiny thumbnail. Is it clear? Step 2, spot the flaws we just talked about. Is it bold? Is it easy to read? Does it fit your genre? And finally, step 3, hire an affordable pro to bring the fix to life. So I'll just leave you with this question. Right now, your amazing book might be hiding behind that invisible wall, but what if one small, totally affordable change was all it took to tear that wall down? You see our author here, standing on top of a rising sales chart. Just remember, Your great story deserves to be seen. And the right cover, that might just be the key.